welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing my Project Level Up update. I did not do an update back in December because I wanted to do my updates closer towards the start of the month for 2023, and I figured if I do it at the end of December and then a week later I do it in January, it won't make much sense. So I have my update now. I have been working on the Naughty Nude from Huda Beauty for the last month, and I'm on level 2. So if you're not familiar with this project, it was created by Sophie Alexandra. I will link her channel down below. But basically, it is a wonderful eyeshadow panning project. You go up to 5 levels. You could go up further if you wanted to. But you start with level 1. You can roll in a random eyeshadow, a palette, which I did, or you can pick your own, which I know a lot of people are doing that. And level 1 is you have to hit pan on one pan. You have to pan on one pan, and you have to use every single shade at least once. And then level 2 is 2 pans, every shade at least twice, and then so on. And then after you've done level 5, then you can roll back to level 1 if you want to. Okay, so I'm on level 2, so I need to use every single shade twice at least and have 2 pans. So I rolled this in last month, as I said, and I will put up on screen what it looked like when I did start using it and rolled it in. So I don't have any pans in this palette when you see it, but I did remove the slippery shade just because it was smelling and it kind of went bad for me. So that's the only sort of pan that I had in this palette. Otherwise, it was pretty fresh. I mean, it's a palette I've had for a year, but I don't have too much use out of it. But it does look a little bit different today, which I'm really excited about. So I had my predictions. I was saying to myself, okay, the chances are the mattes are going to be pretty hard to pan. I did say that I was going to hit pan in the Flower Power shade, and I also wanted to try and hit pan in one of the other either shimmers or a few of the mattes, even though I knew that the mattes would be pretty difficult because I panned another Huda Beauty matte before and it took me quite a while. So enough talking, let's talk about this palette. I've actually really enjoyed the palette, to be honest. When I rolled it in, I wasn't really sure what to do because it's not a palette that I love, but I did enjoy using it. So I've actually used the palette 8 times since the last time I filmed. So not a huge amount, but I did end up getting a pan, which I'm really excited about. I have not used every shade at least once, let alone at least twice. So I actually have quite a lot of work left to do this next month. Hopefully I can push myself to just get it done in a month, and then next update I can roll in a new palette, but we will see. So anyway, enough talking. Let's see what this looks like. So this is what mine is looking like. Can you spot the difference? I have hit pan in Flower Power, which is the shade that I thought I would. It's just very crumbly, and it's not like the other shimmers, so it's not my favorite, but I definitely thought that I was able to use that a little bit more than the rest. I used it 4 times and hit pan, so that was exciting. Yeah, as I said, I didn't use every single shade, but I have been working on this Naughty shade, and I think this is going to be my second pan. I think just realistically, it's a shade that I use quite a lot in this palette. I created a little bit of a damp forming, and I used it 5 times, so more times than any other shade in the palette. So yeah, just really quickly go through my uses. Use this one twice, use this one 3 times. This is one that I thought I was going to be able to hit pan on, but I just don't use it enough. It is a beautiful shade. That's one of my favorite shades in this palette, but I just don't think that it will be my next pan. This one I thought I was going to hit pan on, but I actually didn't end up using it at all. Didn't use this one either. I used this one once, didn't use this one at all. Moving on over here, I used this once, used this one once, 4 times. This one I used twice, this one once, and then I did not use that one at all. Did not use obviously that one at all. I didn't use this one. Used this one 5 times like I said, this one twice, and I did not use these 2. So yeah, a lot of the warmer tones I haven't used, and I definitely need to use these more so that I can hit my goal. But yeah, I've actually really enjoyed this. It was between this one and the e.l.f. Bite Size Berry Bad quad, and I decided to roll in this one because I just thought the e.l.f. one would be too small, and I already have a pan in it, so really realistically I had to hit 2 shades out of the 3, and I wanted more variety, more of a chance of what I could hit pan on and not have to force myself to hit pan on shades that I didn't necessarily want to use. So I naturally gravitated towards this one, and then that's why I ended up using it 5 times. And because of that, I feel like I will just continue trying to hit pan on it. It actually is a really beautiful matte. It's nice and fluffy and airy, and I don't know, it's the type of matte that I really, really enjoy. And I find that it's easy to use, and I think because I was using kind of a pencil brush, I think I will hit pan in this pretty fast if I continue using the palette. So yeah, this is my update, a very quick and short update. I don't know how to make these longer. I do have another sort of mini project that I'm going to be doing, and I was going to tag that along with my pan nose eyeshadows but I do feel like these videos could be pretty short because I'm just talking about one palette, and I'm not doing a pan nat face palette this year. I'm just working on face palettes in their own individual projects. So I have decided to do my own little eyeshadow panning mini side hustle. I started doing a side hustle last year and it was okay. I got 2 pans out of it. But what I want to do this year is something completely different. I was looking at my spreadsheet, and I was like, what I was doing last year was I was looking at all the shades that I had used the most, and I was going to them and trying to hit pan on them because I had already put a lot of effort in. And I think at the end of the day that suited me fine for the 2 that I hit pan on, but I think it would have still had me neglect a lot of shades in my collection, and I want to use shades that I haven't really necessarily used that much. So I have decided to work on 1 shade every single month. So I'll have a January shade, a February shade, a March shade. If I hit pan on in it, it doesn't matter. I want to use that shade, and I'm going to be very flexible. I don't have a usage goal in mind. I just want that shade to be my focus shade for the month, as well as all the other things that I'm doing every month. But I want to have a shade that I roll in to have available to me to use, to see if I can use it. And if that ends up with pans, that's fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I figured what better way to do it is to start in January, and I'm not going to do it randomly. It's somewhat random actually, but it's really not. I'm going to do it alphabetically, and I'm going to start with the first shade that is the name of the shade in my collection that starts with a J, because it's January. And that kind of makes sense to me. So in my collection, the first shade that starts with a J is actually from my Stone Vibes from Urban Decay palette, which is cool. And it's the shade Jade, which is this, oops, it is this green right here. So I am going to be working on this for the month. I'm just going to do it for the month, and then next time I do my level up update, I will roll in the next one for February, and then for February I'll pick the first shade that starts with an F. If I already have a pan in that shade, I'll just go to the next one. That's just how I'm going to do it. And if I'm already working on that shade, I probably will... What will I do? I'm not entirely sure. I might just roll in the next one after that, just so I don't, I don't want to really have duplicate shades in multiple projects. But yeah, I'm going to be working on this for this month, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to have a little green to work on. I'm working on this palette anyway in my Shop My Stash, and I'm really enjoying it. This is not my favorite green, but I think it is sort of murky enough for this time of year. So yeah, we'll make it work. And as I said, I'm going to be super relaxed with this. I just want to, have a little bit of a randomness in the month and have that change every month, and not, work on certain shades that I just don't want to work on for multiple months. So that's why I'm just going to do it every month. But yeah, anyway, that is my update for the project Level Up, and also a little side hustle update and sort of intro. Let me know if you're doing your own little side hustles. I think they're really fun to do. I couldn't do my own video on it because it's just like 2 minutes worth of your time. So I thought I'd tag it onto this, and yeah, I'm excited to see if I don't know, I get some progress for next month, and if I can roll out the Naughty Nude for next month as well, that would be really exciting. But then I go up to level 3, which will be really hard. So I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous about it. I'm just gonna take my time maybe and enjoy the thrill of it before I start getting into the higher levels, and it's gonna be difficult. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.